The best money advice I got in my 20s. When you're in your 20s, it's easy to feel invincible. For many of us, it's a time of freedom, exploration, and experimentation. It's the age of first jobs, spontaneous travel, and yes, endless spending. Yet, it's also the most crucial time to lay the foundation for your financial future. I learned that the hard way. But the best money advice I got in my 20s came not from a finance book or a TED Talk, but from a friend who simply said, "Buy freedom, not things." That single sentence sparked a transformation in how I viewed money. Here's how that one piece of advice shaped my financial mindset, and how it could change yours too. 1. Spending is easy, regret is expensive. Like most young adults, I spent my early 20s believing every paycheck was meant to be enjoyed. A new phone here, a weekend getaway there, clothes I barely wore, and restaurant bills I don't even remember. It was fun, until it wasn't. The moment an emergency hit, like a car breakdown or unexpected medical bill, I had nothing to fall back on. The best money advice I got was this: don't spend money to impress people you'll forget in 5 years. This completely shifted my thinking. I began to ask myself, will this purchase matter next month? Next year? More often than not, the answer was no. 2. Start investing early, even if it's just $10. When you're in your 20s, you may think investing is for people in suits talking about stock tickers and mutual funds. That's a myth. Thanks to compound interest, time is the most powerful asset you have. Even investing small amounts consistently can grow into something significant. One of my mentors once told me, "Money you don't invest is money you're slowly losing to inflation." That was a wake-up call. So I started with $10 a week. Over time, I increased it as my income grew. I didn't understand everything about the stock market, but I started with index funds and ETFs. Most importantly, I made it a habit. Looking back, the returns were not just financial, they were psychological. It made me feel in control. 3. Automate everything. Your future self will thank you. Another golden piece of advice I received: if you have to think about saving, you probably won't. Automation changed everything. I set up my accounts so that money went directly from my paycheck into different buckets: savings, investments, emergency fund, and spending. It was out of sight and out of temptation. That meant no more mental battles every payday. Automating your finances creates discipline without requiring willpower. And in your 20s, when distractions are plenty and budgeting isn't your strong suit, that discipline becomes your safety net. 4. Live below your means, even when you don't have to. In a culture where success is often measured by how much you spend, this one was tough. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you should buy it. When I got my first full-time job, I immediately considered upgrading my apartment, getting a new car, and buying better clothes. That's what everyone else seemed to be doing. But then someone told me, the goal isn't to look rich, it's to be free. So I kept my old car. I stayed in a modest apartment. I said no to flashy upgrades. Instead of impressing others, I focused on building a financial cushion. The irony? Eventually, that gave me the freedom to do things others couldn't, like quitting a toxic job, traveling for months, or starting a side hustle. 5. Track every dollar, even the embarrassing ones. If you don't know where your money is going, how can you ever control it? One of the best habits I developed was tracking every single expense, no matter how small or dumb. That $6 latte? Logged. The $50 impulsive Amazon buy? Logged. The gym subscription I forgot I had for 4 months? Also logged. A mentor once told me, your bank statement is your real report card. When I started paying attention, patterns emerged. I realized I was spending more on Uber than groceries. That small awareness helped me correct course before things got worse. 6. Emergency funds aren't optional. They're a necessity. One of the most repeated, and most ignored, pieces of advice is to have an emergency fund. But here's what someone once said that finally stuck: if you don't have an emergency fund, your life is one flat tire away from disaster. That hit me. So I made it a priority to build at least 3 months' worth of living expenses in a separate savings account. Not a vacation fund, not a shopping buffer. Just emergencies. I can't count how many times that funds saved me, from unexpected dental work to a last-minute flight for a family emergency. It gave me peace of mind that no credit card ever could. 7. Debt isn't evil, but ignoring it is. I had credit card debt in my early 20s. Like many, I paid the minimum and hoped for the best. Then someone explained it to me bluntly. Interest is the penalty you pay for buying something before you can afford it. That stung. But it also motivated me to face my debt head on. I started using the debt snowball method, paying off the smallest balances first to build momentum, then rolling those payments into the next one. It wasn't easy, but watching those balances drop gave me a sense of accomplishment and confidence. 8. Money is a tool, not the goal. One of the most life-changing shifts in my 20s was realizing that money is not the goal. Freedom is. Peace is. Time is. At the end of the day, wealth isn't just about dollars, it's about choices. The ability to walk away from toxic jobs. The option to care for your parents without worrying about bills. The freedom to say yes to things that truly matter. And that's what that first piece of advice, buy freedom, not things, ultimately taught me. Final thoughts. Why it matters. Your 20s are filled with pressure to keep up, show off, and splurge. But those years are also your most powerful time to make decisions that your future self will thank you for. Looking back, the best money advice wasn't complicated. It didn't involve secret stock tips or risky crypto plays. It was simple. Spend less. Save more. Invest early. Avoid debt. And focus on freedom over flash. If you're in your 20s right now, or even your 30s, it's never too late. But the sooner you start, the more powerful your journey becomes. Thanks for watching. Remember, the best investment you can make in your 20s is in your mindset and habits. Start small, stay consistent, and focus on building a life of freedom, not just flashy things. If this video inspired you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more empowering content. Want to take control of your financial future? Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Let's build wealth with purpose.